I I just feel like I needed a random moment to reflect about this. I just had shivers run down my body. Like, this has just been surreal. Like, um, the path that just happened. I thought going crazy, I mean, was already at an end. I thought this was. I thought I got there, and the world was finally falling into place, and I, I had this going for me. What the fuck? Like, I don't. Giant Nephilim that were like the sheer scope. Like, we were thinking too small. Yeah, we were too small and insignificant to see the total world, because you have to really look at it. Cradle of Life, really, in Africa. If you look at it, it's in Google Earth. You can see the freaking giant uterus. Yeah, this is where all life came from. Well, yeah, if you're a giant. Like, that thing was huge. These are the tallest giants. Um, I mean, we're gonna go into a few things. I'm sure. I'm probably not even gonna hit like I ended up running. My godmother is just amazing. Like, I didn't realize how far she was down this path, and talking with her, and it feels like she's like, you just reawoken me to a new lease on life, and she's totally eating this up. She loves it. We're looking for giants. We're scouring the map. That's what started me on this today. And I was like, I need to post videos. I need to start posting videos. This is too real. This is too truthful. This is like, okay, yeah, the Earth's flat. No, yeah, look how NASA, like, that's already failed. Let me shock value. Like, here, you don't believe NASA's a lie and space doesn't exist? Here, how about this? Look at this. This is this. And then you start having theories about it, and they start matching up. Like, that concrete, the reason why it was electric was it was a brain. It was a brain of a Nephilim of some sort, and it turned out to be, it looks like a lizard, where a lizard skull is at. They're excavating out the freaking, like, this. There's a lot more to that. I think that's totally a Nephilim site, like where the head ended up, and we're only finding the tallest piles of people. You got to kind of think about that. Like, if these Nephilim are big, like, if Egypt couldn't fit in the uterus of this giant, how big it was stretched across Africa, then this world's so much bigger. Like, this little glass dome that's sitting on top of our head, it's protecting us. Probably the flood might not have stopped. Like, really, this might be a little diving bubble that we're sitting in. Like I told you, we're going to go somewhere real quick. We might be in a diving bubble. Think about that. Like, what if this great flood hasn't stopped? This is just land under it. This is just a bubble. What if we're surviving separate from Noah or something like that? What if, what if we are in a bubble, floating up or whatever? Things to think about. Like, why the sky's blue? Is it because we're underwater? Are we like in like Star Wars Phantom Menace, all those bubble places under the water? Is that really us? Like, we're living in bubbles under the water and air, and we're being isolated from the rest of the earth because it's still flooded? Kind of makes you think. Maybe we were in a protected area because this is, maybe Noah's Ark is a dome. Maybe this whole thing was a Noah's Ark, and we just landed on top of the Nephilim we're sitting on top of, are just the surface people. Like, maybe there's something bigger going on here. Like, maybe there still are giants out there. Turns out to be a little bigger picture than what was previously thought. Like, imagine if, like, that's the spinal cord. The Himalayas are the spinal cord, and the head ends up being the Yellow Sea, Japan, and over there, and Japan's a skull. And that's how big this Nephilim was. How big is Earth? Like, seriously. Like, this is where I'm getting, you know what? Fuck the normal society. This is my rant, and I'm in Oregon. You guys saw it on the map if you guys have been watching my videos. This shit's gonna get good. I'm fucking smoke them if you got them. I'm just, this is the only way I can cope with other people. Like, seriously, these it's hard to be on other people's level on a day-to-day basis. I'm just looking at this picture behind me and realizing something, like the fish and the Buddha. The fish are above the statue of this Buddha. With what we've been studying, pauses. This whole scene pauses me. Makes me think about it. Something special is what, like, it was a year ago that this started getting unraveled, it seemed. Well, I guess if you keep searching long enough, you'll find it. You guys want to talk blood? Let's see here. I don't know what you guys want to talk about. I don't really have a fan base, and it's okay. I kind of been finding my own image lately. Like, I found out who I was, and that's been pretty hard. And I found the answer to the universe, and I found 42, I guess. I found all that. But there's no way for me to tell you about it. Like, there's no way I can tell you the answer to everything in the universe, and it's so difficult. But it's okay. No one needs to know. Like, the whole Jack Nicholson, you can't handle the truth. It's true. I couldn't handle the truth, and I found out. No one else can. Like, no one can. You can't handle the truth unless you go seek the truth. And then you're still not gonna. Once you go and find it, if you go seek the truth and try to find the truth, they'll give you the truth. And then you'll be like, why did I want the truth? Oh, this is horrible. Why did I do this? But it's not like it's horrible. It turns into the greatest path ever. Once you come out the backside of that tunnel and look at the light and see what the world really is, like, it becomes magical again. Like, things can happen that you never thought could happen before. Science is a lie and religion is real. No way. Like, they were trying to keep a history. They were trying to tell you the truth. The truth will set you free. Seriously, guys. Jesus saves is not what really was after. The truth. Savior through Jesus and the truth. But speaking of Jesus, I've been doing a lot of this bloodline research lately too. Like the Nephilim, like the RH factor. And I'm not going to try calling you guys monkey people, but when he says stupid monkeys, he's kind of talking to, yeah. It's kind of a bad joke. But I see the division. I'm RH negative. It's going to get better. I hope. Like, I'm also B negative with green eyes, and I'm going to go ahead and just spill it out because I feel rather protected. I'm red too, red hair. My red hair's hidden now. It's dark, but it's actually red. It's not dyed. It's just, it felt kind of, and yes, that is gray in there. Camouflage. I didn't have the beard. The beard I can keep the red in, but I had to hide. If I had green eyes, I couldn't be green eyes and red hair and run around here. Shit, they would have strung me up. The kind of, well, they're going to if they realize what's going on. Like, if they've tried to kill off my bloodline for a long time, like, and it all goes back to the tree of knowledge. Sorry, I think I'm starting to come into, and I'm pretty much leaving this kernel out here for those who are ready. And if you don't hear this and it's like, this guy's full of shit, you weren't ready for it yet, it's fine, whatever. Move along, come back later, or someone else will tell you, and then it'll be time. I don't care. You can send hate mail or whatever down below. Just leave a comment. Thanks. Right? Hate me, whatever. But there's just definitely a separation. I didn't think of the plus and the negative to mean, it didn't mean that there's a difference. Like, I don't really draw the line of the plus and negative for some reason. I think it's an as above, so below type thing. I feel like my whole life has been in heaven and everything's been handed to me, and I've never really had a hardship. Woe to me. No, I've never had that. No, I can't say that my life was bad at all. I've had everything I needed, wanted, desired. Everything. I'm not silver spoon. Like, no, my family struggled. But everything was there. Everything I needed was always there. I never went hungry. I've never been hungry. I don't even know what hungry is except for when I try to fast. Which, we've been talking about that. We're going on a fast, too. But that's neither here nor there. that's going to be something that's going to be documented. Like, I kind of just want to put content on here, and I hope people watch and think that I might be crazy, and then realize that the crazy ones are the ones telling the truth, and they're the ones trying to figure this shit out. Like, a lot of people have been, like, I'm listening to these scientists leaving science and realizing the truth, and they're like, oh shit, time to turn our back on this, let's go. What can I do now? What can I do now? Like, I wanted to be an astronaut, mommy. Apparently I wasn't good at acting. Like, I can't be an astronaut if I don't know how to act. But she helped me out. She gave me everything else, bless her heart, to help me unravel this. Like, I don't even think my mom knew what she was doing when she was helping me try to become what I wanted to be in life. Like, she's helped me unravel this puzzle in a weird way, in my own way. Like, and so many people have laid the foundation for me getting out of here. Like, how do you know you're being brainwashed? Well, son, you don't. That's the truth. You really don't know if you're being brainwashed. This is, we're, like, I promised this YouTube channel we're gonna bring the Vegas thing came out, and I couldn't help myself, and then I just had to lay low for a little bit. But it's okay. I mean, I gotta test these people out. I found out what I needed to know about people on that one. And we gotta, like, we're going out to the desert, boys and girls. This thing's going on the road. We're going on the road in January. We're gonna be looking for Nephilim evidence. I mean, I would love. I would love for, like, we're leaving in January. I don't know. I need help, money. Like, I hate to be a beggar, almost sounding, but I'm not putting anything up to do it. Like, right now I'm asking for subscribers from this YouTube channel because I want to have money for this trip to kind of fund finding this. And we're looking at this and becoming a researcher without being able to have, like, I want to be on the road full time. I live in, this is an RV that I'm in right now. I want to finish fixing this up, like what part of the purchase thing is. And I want to go travel. I want to be on the road every day. And I want to be looking for evidence. Like, we see skeleton, let's go find remains. Let's go study this stuff. Let's go see if this really is a giant skull or a giant this. Let's go look. Let's go climb on. Let's go actually be there and find the evidence. This trip's going to be fun. I'm not going to be in the RV. We're going to be in Lexus, roughing it. Gosh, my life is so good. I love that car. I love driving. I'm the driver. I'm the chauffeur, so I won't be filming while driving. I don't do that. I don't do the whole film while driving thing. Like, I'm just not going to. I love to talk about it, and I wish we could have stories with, like, me and my passengers. Like, passengers, I feel like Doctor Who half the time. They just don't quite get it, but I want them to get it. I want them all to get everything, and I want them to understand time, especially time. Time's the hardest one. I found the fountain of youth. That's why I look so young. I'm not that old, but I look pretty damn young. Like, without my beard, I get carded every time. Lucky, I guess, right? Or am I? We need to. There's way more to this. Like, I don't want to scare off my YouTubers going, oh, this guy's a Bible thumper Christian or something like that. I'm here for truth. Like, screw, don't label me. I'm here for me. I hate to break it to you. I'm here for me. In a big way. Like, whatever me being, I'm here for me. Like, everybody else just kind of comes in second. Like, great. Everything's great. Everything's great. But I need to make sure for myself. I need to know for myself. I need to see for myself. I'm not taking someone else's word that these are body parts. I want to go out and look and see, and then once I'm looking and seeing, it's like, pretty good possibility. Let's go find some big follicles, some big hairs out in Utah or something. Like, these might be extremely, like, we were so thinking small scale when we're talking giants. Like, that's the thing. These things were mega. Like, when they decided to move, earthquakes happen. I think this kind of explains the earthquakes, too. If you stop and think about it, like, if we're living on giants that are decomposing, or even, like, some of them turn to stone because of the water and the mud and whatever, and however that works out. But what about the ones that are under that didn't turn to stone, or maybe they did? Like, what happened to all those gases? Where does our natural gas come from, or oil? What's like, where do those come from? Like, I was noticing like Saudi Arabia was right on the liver. At least I think it was the liver. Like, maybe I was wrong. Maybe with gallbladder or something like that. Like, there's something going on there. Like, where does the oil actually come from? It might be fossil fuel. You might be right, but when you think about it, those giants were 200 miles tall. 200 miles. Like, those of you that think that there's satellites in space, like, and those of you who think that there's a dome over top, you need to really pay attention. 200 miles tall. 213 miles, point something is what it said. It's supposedly biblically. And you look at these, and if you look at the past two videos, they're just loaded up. Look at the giant skeleton stretched across. That thing was going to be hitting the ceiling if there's a ceiling at 70 miles up. Think about that. There's something bigger out there to this whole puzzle. It's not. Yeah, 70 miles up, he's hitting his head. How's this guy walking around with the dome up there? Like, how far we've been watching rockets hit the ceiling, and you can tell that's where the moon's at. I think the moon came about, like, even, I'd have to find it. Like, I saw something about ancient lore in South Africa where they said the moon came with the Great Flood. When the world became flooded is when the moon came. Now, I think there's a lot more to the story than what they got, like legend passed down by orally, but I think that moon, I think they put the lid on top, this glass lid, to prevent us from the water above. And then what ends up happening is like, it's already, like, the flood's going up. Imagine infinite water. Like, we don't, like, if there's no glass thing, like, Noah might not have started where Earth is at, like where we think Earth is at. Think about the scope, like the giants that were laying across the land, how big they were. How big? How do we know we're not just in the land of giants? We're not even anywhere close to Eden. Like, we're so far north or east or whatever that we're so far out of whack from where we started. But we don't know this at all because we're trapped in a bubble that they move. We're somewhere on Earth, the original Earth, which is just flattened out stamp, but we're stuck in a bubble. I'm sitting on top of these giants that were, like, when the bubble came down, I'm pretty sure the boat was put in a bubble. If it was a boat, maybe it was a ship, maybe it was a submarine, so it was put in a bubble and then brought down to where there was land, just like a diving bell. Like, we're kind of we're not a spaceship, but we're a submarine. And all the water from the flood of Noah is above. It makes sense to me. Like, the world and how it is, I don't know where I was going with that sentence. Like, just how bizarre, how much it's kind of weird to think about it that way, that we're living in the Great Flood, but yet, so if the oceans really do drain, does all that water above us go away? Like, what happens to our skies, our stars? Does everything change? Does our night skies change? Like, when the end times actually come and this world actually starts again, what do you think it'll look like? Like, this is coming at this point. You guys know it's all coming. You guys are talking about this is the time. What is it? You guys already see it coming. You know it. You know this is the age of revealing it all the knowledge. The knowledge of the world is coming. Like, we're realizing that we're sitting on dead bodies of what was, like, I remember when I was trying to be a scientist and go to space, and now I realize that there's no space and there's water above. Maybe those, like, I don't know, I don't want to put too much dead time in this. Like, I'm just thinking of the scope of that, how large this world. Maybe we are on a ball flying around in space, but it's wet here right now. You can't tell because we're under. We're in a water giant now. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Where we are now is what matters. And what it's mattering is a lot of the bullshit that I thought was true is not. And a lot more of the bullshit that I thought was true is not. And then even more bullshit that I thought was true that replaced that bullshit that I knew wasn't true is bullshit to begin with. It starts to be this layer game. More bullshit on top of bullshit. Is this bullshit that I'm looking into and this is all photoshops on the map where they're making fun of us? Where it's just like mashing up too well? It's like, oh yeah, they'll get onto this. Like, what level of thinking are they on? Are they on my level of thinking or are they on the next level of thinking? Or are they behind me so far that I feel like I'm being duped? At this point, I feel like I'm being duped. Like, it feels like such a subtle, like, here's the carrot. Come and grab it. They're going to see it. They're going to put two and two together, but it's really photoshops on the map. The world doesn't look like this at all. But then again, I look at it and I know that you can see the pictures of it and it matches up, and then it makes too much sense. Like, talk about finding God. Today's Saturday. Remember, today is Sabbath. Finding God's a great thing. Sometimes it can be hard, like path. Like, I totally just want to spill my guts on here, but it's not time yet. Like, my story's huge. This whole transition and who I am and what I am and what I'm supposed to be and where this is all supposed to go. And I wish I could talk about it freely. I know too much. Like, I knew stuff before, past life memories and whatnot. I've talked about it before, but I don't even think I even watch those videos. I'm not really worried about it. It's not meant for everybody. This is meant for people who actually find it. But from a young age, trying to explain things, it's just weird. I think I'm going to bring it to a close. I think it's time for video games and winding down. One of the ways I'm trying to make money is YouTube on video games, which is like, if I'm going to play a video game, I'm going to make money off it at this point. Screw it. Why not do something if you're not going to make it? I want to start talking about fasting too. Like, where it's going. It's probably going to be on this trip. I'm going to try to make this YouTube as active as I can now. I figure the more active I am, the more chances I have people to watch my stuff. But I don't know, I like this community. I might just stick with it. These guys are like, oh, okay, whatever. They're at the point where I am, where it's like, whatever. Like, I'm realizing some things about myself that I'm looking at this camera view of me and wondering what's standing behind me, like right there. And it's just the shadow. Like, that's what it looked like. It looked like there was a body standing there, but it's just the reflection of this light. I'm like, whoa. That's when it starts moving forward. It looks almost like an alien. Anyways, it is kind of creepy, though. I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe, whatever. I need the subscribers. We need to get this thing going. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Bye.